But first, what would you do if you had to wait years for help for your child with a disability? That's a reality for thousands of Kansas families as they beg state lawmakers not to cut their piece of the pie. New at 6, Lindsay Shively met one of those families and shares their story. Lindsay.
Elizabeth, the families of loved ones with developmental disabilities face a tough reality after high school. And now as state budgets get even tighter, a family new to Kansas fears their son will pay more of a price than he already has, waiting even longer for help he needs in his battle with autism. Josh Bridges likes Mondays and Fridays. Those are the days the 23-year-old with autism gets to come here to community living opportunities. His father knows his son needs to come here more often.
I have the heart to take care of Josh. I don't have the education to do it.
But at $37 a day, almost $400 per month, 2 days a week are all his family can afford.
I do the best I can, whether it be financial or...
He can barely talk about his job transfer that brought them to Kansas from Ohio a year and a half ago and what it has meant for Josh. In Ohio,
the day he graduated high school, they had services for him that next day.
But in Kansas, a waiting list was waiting for them. A year and a half later, they're still waiting. They're one of more than 3,000 families who need services for a loved one with intellectual or developmental disabilities. The Bridges say they have 5 more years they have to wait.
They are always shocked when they find out the waiting list numbers here in Kansas.
Jamie Price says CLO helps care for more than 200 people with day services.
Very few families could afford day service funding.
I want something to drink.
These are things we use to help him speak.
Now developmental disability advocates worry the waiting list may only get worse. For years, advocates say slight but steady increases in the state's budget still couldn't keep up with demand. This year, the Kansas Department of Aging says $327 million is budgeted for services, but the budget isn't set to budge for at least 2 more years.
He will always be my child.
Now he has to hope lawmakers wake up to the growing need.
There has to be a way. And if we don't make it a priority, we'll never find that way.
More than 7,000 people are currently getting home and community-based services in Kansas, but the official waiting list stands at 3,176. There is a waiting list in Missouri, too. The Missouri Department of Mental Health says there are 1,700 people with developmental disabilities waiting on state funding for home and community-based services. Lindsay Shively, 41 Action News.